Good evening, students. Today we are going to discuss about the alkali earth metals. Basically, the alkali earth metals have the valency electrons, means they basically have two valency electrons. They basically have two valency electrons, means they have the configuration for the s2, that is ns2. We can say ns2 configuration it has. This is the important bit. The alkali earth metals have ns2 configuration. You should know this, and this is the important bit also. Okay, in these alkali earth metals, we know some of the metals like barium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, radium, like that. So we should know some of the elements, and there are ores. Okay, first one, beryllium. Beryllium has their ore like this is the cheapest ore, that beryl. Beryl means beryllium aluminum silicates. See, whatever the compound we will obtain from the earth, those are all combined with the silica. We should know that they are all combined with the silicates. Means silicate is one of the impure compound which collaborates with the metal component. So we should accept the silicate. So beryllium aluminum silicate is one of the compound, but this is anhydrous compound, as well as phenacite. Phenacite is beryllium sulfate. This is also anhydrous compound. Beryllium silicate. This is also anhydrous compound. Okay. Second one is magnesium. The cheapest ore for the magnesium is carnallite. As we all know that one, double salt. This is called as double salt. This is a double salt, carnallite. As well as magnesite. Magnesite means magnesium sulfate, magnesium carbonate. Magnesite means magnesium carbonate is called as magnesite. Dolomite, calcium carbonate and magnesium carbonate. Disoda, this is called as disoda. Two sodas with magnesium, calcium carbonate and magnesium carbonates. So that is called as dolomite. Asbestos, yeah, this is one of the important thing. Now it was banned in India actually, asbestos. Asbestos has a combination of silica magnesium, that is hydroxide products of silica magnesium silicates, calcium magnesium silicates. Hydroxide combination of the calcium magnesium silicates is called as asbestos. Talc is a rock. Why we can use it is talcum powder. Okay, magnesium hydroxide silicates. This is magnesium hydroxide silicate is called as talc. So these are the cheapest ores of the magnesium, as well as the calcium. For calcium, limestone, calcium carbonate is the one of the cheapest ore which is available used in the India on the earth. Second one is gypsum, that is calcium sulfate. Is called as gypsum. So these are the basically the cheapest ores available in the earth. So coming to the last element, that is radium. That is Ra. Radium is very rarely available alkali earth metal. Radium is very rarely available alkali earth metal. It is not at all available in all areas of the world. You can say all areas of the earth. It is very rarely and specifically available element. That is the reason radium has not described for anything. Means we cannot say this is the ore for the radium. Very specific ore will be available for the radium. Now we are going to discuss about the physical properties of metals and non-metals. Now we are going to discuss about the physical properties of metals and non-metals. See, the physical properties, the first one is state. Which state is available? All metals are available in the, which is ordinary available in the normal temperature. All metals are available in the normal temperature, ordinary temperature. But exceptional case is mercury and gallium. Mercury, Hg, and Ga, gallium. These two are available as a liquids. See, this is a basically metal. Mercury and gallium has a mercury. These two are the metals and have all characters of the metal, giving electrons, having shiny character. All these characters are the metal characters, but it appears in the liquid, semi-liquid, you can say. That is the exceptional case. Whereas in the non-metals are liquids or gases in the atmosphere, in the natural temperature. Whereas bromine is a liquid and iodine is the exception case. Iodine is the exception case which available in the I2 as a solid. This is the one of the important thing. Iodine is available as a solid. So in normal condition, non-metals are available as a liquid and gases, but iodine is available as a metal character like solid character. Okay, that is the exception character. Second one, metallic luster, shiny appearance, good appearance, shiny appearance. Of course, metals have good appearance like shiny appearance, all metals. Okay, but whereas the non-metals doesn't have that shiny characters. They are not lustered. They are not lustered. They are just non-luster compounds. All are. Okay. Hardness. Of course, metals have good hard compounds. This is metals have good hardness. They have good hardness. Whereas mercury, lead, sodium, potassium, calcium, these are all exceptional case. These are all exceptional compounds. Basically, metals have good hard. Actually, metals have good hardness. But exceptional cases is mercury is a soft. It is a liquid-like compound. Lead very soft. Sodium is also soft. Potassium is also soft. Calcium is also very soft compound. So basically, hardness is exceptional for these things. This is the exception for these things. Whereas in non-metals, basically they are not at all a hard compounds. But exception is carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is a very hard compound. They will make even diamond is also very hard compound. Diamond C4. It's called as C4 or 4C. It is also very hard compound. Next, malleability and brittleness. Malleability and brittleness. Malleability means to make a sheet like iron sheets. We know iron sheet. Similarly, we have so many metal sheets. But whereas we cannot make malleability with the zinc. Zinc is very brittle. Zinc is very brittle. Zinc is a exceptional case. All metals have this malleable. All metals are showing the malleability. But exceptionally is zinc. Zinc is very brittle. If you are going to take a malleability, immediately it will broken and make pieces and will be a pieces compound. Whereas non-metals will not show any malleability. Non-metals will not show any malleability. But exceptional carbon fiber. This is carbon fiber. This is the exceptional compound. Okay. Second one is ductility. Ductility means pass through a narrow tube like wires, cables. Okay. So ductility, basically ductility is good for metal. It is a good ductility, means metals can be passed. But whereas zinc, mercury, sodium, potassium, calcium doesn't follow this ductility. They will not follow the ductility. These are all they will not form any ductility and very brickly compounds. Whereas non-metals will not form any ductility, as we all know that one. But carbon fiber is exceptional. Always observe here, always carbon is acting like a metal, but it is not at all a metal, but it has a special character as metal. This is the specific and unique character we are going to know. We are discussing in organic chemistry. That is the reason the organic chemistry is that much popular. Next, tensile strength. Tensile strength means stand like iron beam. If you just take the iron beam, it stands very strongly. Like tensile capacity, all metal have their tensile capacity. But except zinc, mercury, lead, calcium, sodium, potassium, they don't have the tensile capacity. They cannot stand strongly. They're very brickly and they will not stand strongly. Whereas non-metals doesn't have participate in the tensile strength. But carbon fiber is the one of the special character. It will have a very strong tensile capacity as like as iron. That is the special character. Melting and boiling points. Melting and boiling point. Of course, metals have high melting and high boiling points. Of course, we all know that one. But exceptional case is lead has low melting character. Lead have low melting character, whereas mercury has low boiling point. This is the very exceptional case. Whereas all metals have very low MPBP, melting and boiling points. Exceptional, boron and carbon silicon. Boron and carbon compounds, they have high melting points. They have high melting points. That is the one of the specific character. Density means metals have high density. We all know that metals have good dense capacity. But whereas liquids and solids, there is non-metals doesn't have that much density. Conductivity. All metals are good conductors. All metals are good conductors. But whereas non-metals are very bad conductors. But carbon is a exceptional compound. Carbon is a exceptional compound. Whereas here lead is a very bad conductor. That is the reason we are using for the soldering. Cable soldering, cable jointing, electrical cable jointing. That is the reason we are using soldering, because it is a very bad conductor. It is a very bad conductor. In fact, it is a resistant. That is the reason lead is used for the soldering. So these are the physical characters of the metals and non-metals, dear. Now we are going to discuss about the chemical compounds, chemical characteristics. Now in the chemical property, metals have different chemical properties like electronic configuration. First one is electronic configuration. In electronic configuration, the metals have 1 or 2 or 3 electrons they have in valency. 1, 2, 3 valence electrons. They have 1 or 2 or 3 valence electrons in the atoms. Whereas non-metals have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 electrons in their valency. See, the exceptional case is only hydrogen and helium. These two are the exceptional case. Remaining all have their specific electrons, high amount of electrons they have, because non-metals have a character to absorb the electrons, as you all know that one. They have a electron absorption capacity. So hence they have valency electrons is 4, 5, 6, 7, so that they can attract one electron and form 8 electrons, which is valency 8 electrons means that is a stable compound. Okay, so to form that, actually they have a valency electron is 4, 5, 6, 7, whereas metals have 1, 2, 3 is the valency electrons. This is a important character of the metals and non-metals. We have to understand this. And whereas ionization or chemical nature, ionization means they always ionized, means they always lose electron. They always lose electron and form M plus, metal plus. Okay, here they always gain electron. Here they always gain electron and form M minus, negative ion. It will always form a negative ion. Non-metals always form a negative ion, and metals always form a positive ion. This is one of the character. Atomicity. Atomicity means it always appears as a single atom. It always appears as single atom. These are all single atoms. And these are all appears as groups, like, because these are all in what? Gases and liquids. These are all means non-metals all appears always a multi-atom. They are all multi-atom compounds in groups compound. Multi-atom. They are all multi-atom. Mono, di, poly. Multi-atom. Mono, di, poly. They may appear as a mono, single, but basically they are appearing as a groups, poly. Next one is electrolysis. What will happen while we are going to electrolysis? It will, while doing the electrolysis, it basically, metals basically neutralized, saturated at the cathode. It reaches the cathode. It reaches the cathode. In the electrolysis, metal always reaches towards the cathode, whereas non-metals reaches the anode. Non-metals reaches anode. This is one of the character. Action of acids. It always reacts with the acids, mineral acids, and form hydrogen gas like sodium. Diluted acids, H2SO4, diluted, and form Na2SO4 plus hydrogen gas. So here metals form reaction with the mineral acid and releases hydrogen. This is the character of the metals always. So metals always reacted with the diluted hydrocarbons, diluted metal inorganic acids, and form hydrogen. Okay, whereas the non-metals will not react with any type of acids. First of all, non-metals will not react with any acids. This is the stringent, and they are going to be very rigid in this matter. Next, nature of chloride means how the chloride is behave. Because why we are taking chloride here? Because this is the common impurity in the chemical reactions. It is a common radical which makes disturbance always. Chlorides and sulfates, these are the radicals which make disturbance always the chemical reactions. So that is the reason we are taking the chlorides. Chlorides is always taking a carbon electron from the metal. So metal is always donating the electron to the chlorine. Metal is always donating electron to the chlorine, and chlorine will form as a Cl minus. So this is the character. Here in this non-metals will not give any electron. They share the electron with the chlorine. Metal share the electron with the chlorine like this. Non-metal share the electron with the chlorine. They will not donate electron. Metals will donate the electron to the chlorine in the metal. But non-metal will not donate any electron. They share the electron with the chlorine. Okay. Next, reducing agents. Reducing agents means it is actually donating compound. Basically, metals are electron donating compound. So these are the reducing agents. It donates electron and form other molecule as negative compound. It forms himself. It what will happen? It reduces its electron. Am I right? It loses its electron. The metals loses its electrons, means it reduces its electron. That is called as it is a reducing agent. Whereas non-metals always attracts the electron. Hence it is a oxidizing agent. These are called as oxidizing agents. Non-metals are always oxidizing agents. Simply you just by heart like that. Non-metal means oxygen is a non-metal. That is the reason. So that is for a by heart purpose. Oxidizing agent. Metals doesn't know oxygen. Na? That is the reason it is a reducing agent. Like that, just a blunt mark. So students, today we have discussed that the characteristics of the alkali earth metals and physical properties as well as the chemical properties of the metals and non-metals. Tomorrow we will discuss about the further topic. Thank you.